Hey everybody, another OpenDev, another how-to video, this time in the name of Victor. I'm Rogan from Amplitude Studios, and today I'll be walking you through what you can expect in the Victor OpenDev. Just like in the last couple OpenDevs, the goal of this one is to let you play the game and provide feedback directly to us based on your time with it. Once you finish the OpenDev, you'll have the opportunity to fill out a form to tell us what you thought. We'll use that feedback to improve the game so that Humankind is as good as it possibly can be on day one. The Victor OpenDev is similar to the Lucy OpenDev, but with many more improvements, a new map, and a heavier focus on naval gameplay. Just like the last time, you'll have access to the Neolithic era through into the early modern era. Every culture in between will be available for you to select and play as, and there's no cap on how many times you can play through it in the days that it's available. So you'll start right here in the Neolithic era. Moving your units around is simple. Just left click on your tribe, then right click on the spot on the map you'd like to send them to. The map in Humankind is made up of hexagonal tiles, and units only have a certain number of movement points. Here it shows they only have 4, so that means they can only move across 4 standard tiles until they can't move anymore. Heads up that some tiles like forests and rivers will cost more movement points to travel on. Hover over different tile types to see how many movement points they'll cost you. Once you're out of movement points, you'll have to wait until the next turn to move again. The goal of Humankind is to earn fame and collect era stars. Fame is the sole victory condition of Humankind. You accumulate it throughout the game by achieving goals. As you achieve these goals, you'll collect era stars, and era stars will help advance you through the eras. You'll need to acquire just 1 era star in the Neolithic era to advance to the Ancient era, and 7 era stars in each of the following eras. You can see your fame score here in the top left corner of your screen. When you hit the icon above it, you'll be able to see the goals you'll need to achieve to collect your era stars and fame through the era that you're in. As you can see, we're in the Neolithic era now, and there are 3 possible era stars we can obtain. These objectives will consist of collecting curiosities, which look like this, and fighting wildlife. You're probably going to find yourself in a fight at one point or another in this OpenDev. Here's how that works. To initiate a battle with another unit or animal, have your unit selected, hit the cross swords icon here, and then select the unit you'd like to attack. You can also just right-click the opponents when your units are selected. This will bring you to the battle confirmation screen. Here you can confirm the manual battle, automatically resolve the battle, or retreat. Let's manage this one ourselves. This will bring you to the deployment phase. Place your units within the blue area of the battlefield. Keep an eye out for advantageous terrain. High ground is always a pretty good bet. Attacking from rivers or low ground should probably be avoided if you can help it. Once you've deployed your units, the battle will start. Battles in Humankind can span multiple turns, alternating commands between opponents for 3 rounds within each turn. The battle is over once you've eliminated all enemy units or once you've captured their flag. The logical next step would be to build a city now, right? Right. So how do you do that? Well, before you build a city, you've got to place an outpost. The map is sectioned off by regions, and whenever you place an outpost, you claim that entire territory. To place your outpost, first make sure you've got the influence to do so. If you do, select your units and navigate to this button right here. When you hit that, you'll be able to hover over different tiles to see a preview of the resources you'll collect if you place it there. Once you're happy with the placement, plop it down. It might take a turn or 2 to finish, but then the territory is yours. As you can see here, I've placed my outpost, and now the entire territory is outlined by my empire's color. You can place an outpost in the Neolithic era to claim a territory, but you won't be able to upgrade it into a city until you've reached the Ancient era. Once you've hit the Ancient era and you can afford the upgrade, you can advance your outpost to a city by selecting the outpost and navigating to this button right here. Hit that and your first outpost will immediately change into a city. Just a heads up, The first city you found will become your empire's capital. Also, any subsequent upgrades from outpost to city may take a couple turns. The first one is always immediate. Once you have a city, building districts is fairly straightforward. To start building, select your city. In the construction menu on the right, the hexagonal icons are districts. They will be placed directly on the map to exploit certain resources. For example, the Maker's Quarter specializes in exploiting industry. Select it and hover over the tiles adjacent to your city center to see a preview of how much industry you'll gain from it. The Farmer's Quarter works in the same way, but it exploits food. The square icons in your cities are infrastructures. These are straight bonuses to your city. You don't have to place them on the map, but you can only build one of each. Technology is crucial for the advancement of your empire. To research new technologies, select the button in the bottom left corner of your screen. You'll see all the available technologies pop up, but if you'd like to explore the tech tree a little further, just hit the Go to Technology screen button right here. Extracting new luxury and strategic resources, creating advanced units, and building more lucrative districts are all tied to advancing technologically. Keep in mind that if you want better stuff, you're probably going to have to research it. Finally, in this OpenDev, there is a slightly heavier focus on naval gameplay. Just a few things to note on that. Ships can only spawn on harbors and harbor replacement emblematic districts. Make sure you've got one or more before you build out your naval armies. Also, traveling into deep water can cause your ships to get lost at sea. When your ships are lost at sea, they'll take damage and eventually sink. Try to travel along the coast or near large land bodies to make sure you won't lose your units. You'll notice a tile is safe if it's a lighter shade of blue. Deeper waters are a deeper shade of blue. Naval combat works almost exactly the same as it does on land. There will be a confirmation and deployment phase, and then the battle will start. Again, this is all for the sake of improving Humankind, so please try to fill out the feedback form at the end and be as honest as possible. If you have any questions about the game, we're pretty active over on Twitter. Feel free to shoot us a tweet or a DM at Humankind Game. Enjoy!